I'm James Stainthorpe. We farm down by the River Yore on the West Tanfield Estate. We're fattening about 270 head of cattle a year, and all the arable that we grow goes into the finished cattle. We get the calves in from a calf dealer who gets them from Lancaster Auction Mart. They come in on the farm, anything under 6 months old predominantly. They come, they're on once a day milk, which comes from Jameson's, and then they're also fed a weaning pellet from Jameson's. When they're eating enough of that, they get weaned. I think we're up to sort of like a kilo each feed, is where we want to be with that. Once we're happy that we've got them, you know, their intakes are good, that they're all settled down, we start to build them up using the Jameson's rearer pellet and get them up onto that hopper. We also have started adding a bit more forage to the diets, and then we introduce our barley, and then we mix a Jameson's protein pellet, and then within the protein pellet we have the Actisaf, and I would think they'll be eating sort of 6 kilos, 5 or 6 kilos a day at that point. And then they grow on the ad lib hopper as fast as we can. We're pushing them all the way, trying to hit 350 kilos dead as quick as we can really. At the moment I would think we're averaging at 350 kilos, sort of 14 and a half, 15 months old. And they're going to ABP with that. I want them to be hitting that R2, R3 really in an ideal world. 7 or 8 years ago we were always struggling with the transition of new barley. And that's where acidosis was the problem. So Andrew from Jameson suggested using Actisaf. We used to just have an old Langton mixer, so we added it into that. And that year I found, well, we averaged 370 kilos dead throughout that summer. And I don't think it could just be a coincidence that the Actisaf was a part of that. I think that must have been why. So I've been really reluctant to change. We moved away from the Langton mixer 3 or 4 years ago to a roller that stands on the floor to mill our own barley, and that pushes the protein pellet in itself, and a continuous flow, which was massively time saving, works really well. But the problem there was we couldn't get the Actisaf in at the same time, and we took the Actisaf out for a short period of time, and straight away I thought we'd sort of dipped off in our weight and perhaps condition of the cattle, or they just didn't look right. So we needed to put the Actisaf back in, and so we've worked with Andrew and get the Actisaf into the protein pellet. When we reintroduced Actisaf, we definitely saw a gain again. We got better coverage across the backs. I think that the weight definitely went back up, and it settled down the acidosis that we were struggling with.
A few years ago, James was struggling getting the cattle finished within 15 months, which is what his buyer requires. And we had cattle that were loose and a little bit of acidosis. So I started looking at products that would fit with his system, and I came across Actisaf. We'd already been using Actisaf in some of our other products that we sell at W.E. Jameson. So Actisaf is a live yeast, an encapsulated yeast, which means it's protected. So as it goes into the rumen, it really gets to the heart of the problem of the acidosis. It creates a really nice environment for the rumen bugs. Acid is taken out, we have an efficient rumen and create an environment to break down the feed and get the most out of it. So here on James's farm, we're using calf weaner when the calves come onto the farm at 6 to 8 weeks old, along with our calf milk replacer, which is the ImmuSurge standard. Then we move on to the calf rearing nuts, specialist nut, just for that rearing period. After the cattle move off the rearing period, because James is using his own barley and wheat, and we've produced a specific concentrate pellet with Actisaf in to match up with his ration to produce a really good diet for the finishing cattle. Working with James, the main thing is the reduction in acidosis. So the dung is a lot more consistent, and the cattle are so much happier because they aren't getting that acidosis all the time. We've also increased growth rates, so they're now finishing faster, which means that we're getting more animals through on farm every year. And also we've had better grades, both fat grade and conformation, which is R3s, which has been hitting a lot more consistency since using the Actisaf, which is really helping the price and getting James to where he wants to be. So at W.E. Jameson's we have a range of products that we use Actisaf in. We can put it into our protein pellets, we can put it into our calf rearing pellets, and we actually put it into our calf milk as well. So we've got that flow from right from the calf to the finished animal at 15 months that every product could have Actisaf in. And we also sell it as a farm pack, so if you're doing your own ration at home, you can put Actisaf into the mixer wagon. So it is a really versatile product. So here at Jameson's, we're really focused on helping family farms succeed, and we're really proud that we've been able to do that here with James and his family and seen the result and had a fantastic year.